January the 10th, 2018. Board members present. To my left is Rory Akery, the fire chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the director of public works. Terry Graham is our city clerk, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. I would like to entertain a motion for the purposes of adding 4 agenda items that were left off the agenda. And therefore, I'd like to entertain a motion that we suspend the rules to add 4 items, item F.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we suspend the rules to add agenda items F, G, H, and I. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. And next, I'd like to entertain a motion to add agenda items F, G, H, and I to today's agenda.
Motion to add agenda items F, G, H, and I to the agenda.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we add agenda items F, G, H, and I. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. A, public hearing, privilege license request, LIC 20 package 2113 South Cobb Drive, Eckert Corporation, DBA Rite Aid, store number 11725, with Chantel K. Wiggins as the agent. Step to the podium, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
And for the record, can you please state your name?
Chantel Wiggins.
All right. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes.
Okay. And have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes.
And do you agree to abide by the ordinance?
Yes.
All right. And you have completed the prerequisite responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes.
All right. And I'm sure we have your copy of your and can you explain to the board what steps you have in place to make sure that you are age persons?
Well, Rite Aid policy is that we ID everybody, no matter what age. Everybody that comes in has to show ID for alcohol or tobacco products.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Ms. Wiggins, hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Have you been the registered agent for this or any other store in the past?
No.
So this is your first time as
Yes.
registered agent? Okay. And the policy that you just mentioned, how are employees trained as to that policy?
We have CBT training that everyone has to take when they're first hired, and I think it's like every 6 months we review it, and they have to take the CBT. And we have signs behind the register and on the door that we ID everyone that comes into the store that buys alcohol or tobacco products.
Is there at your point of sale system, is there a requirement to enter a birth date for tobacco or alcohol sales?
Yes.
So they have to put a birth date in.
Any alcohol or tobacco items that's rung on the register, it prompts them to put in the date of birth, which they have to look at the license.
Okay.
The ID.
What is your position with the store
Store manager.
and your hours?
We're open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Those are store
Every
hours.
day.
What are your hours?
My hours, 45 hours a week. Sometimes I close one night a week, or it's normally from 7 in the morning till 4 in the evening.
And what about weekends?
Weekends, we rotate every other weekend between other managers that work there.
All right, thanks.
And do you understand that from time to time the Smyrna Police Department may do undercover inquiries to make sure that none of your employees sell to underage persons?
Yes, ma'am.
And if they do sell to underage persons, they will be taken to jail immediately?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The Smyrna Police Department did do a background investigation, and there was no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve privilege license request LIC 2018-01, beer wine package 2113 South Cobb Drive, Acre Corporation, DBA Rite Aid number 11725, with Chantel K. Wiggins as agent.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 201801. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item is a public hearing, privilege license request 20 pouring 2420 Atlanta Road, Suite 200, Excelsior OPA LLC DBA Opa Greek Village Tavern, with Harry Nicolaou as the agent. Good morning.
Morning.
And for the record, please state your name.
Harry Nicolau.
Okay, all right. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes.
And have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes.
And do you agree to abide by the ordinance?
Yes.
All right. And you've completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes.
All right. And I think we do have a copy of your certificate in our packet here. And what steps do you have in place to make sure that none of your employees sell alcohol to underage persons at your restaurant?
Right now, they're doing a one-on-one course with myself and my manager. The same course we do at my other restaurant in Hiram. It's a Campbell Institute training course. At the same time, we are about to post signs up on the front door, and our new menu will have signs or a note saying that everyone will be carded, no matter what age. That hasn't been instituted
Okay.
right now, but it's in the process of being done.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant?
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you? So similar to the one that we just heard previous, can you describe, do you have any point of sale requirement to enter a date of birth at your point of sale system?
No, the restaurant system doesn't have that.
And you had mentioned a second restaurant in a different city.
Correct.
Are you also the registered agent for that
Correct.
location as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Have you had any issues in the second restaurant?
No,
What are your hours at this particular restaurant here in Smyrna?
my personal hours, I'm there 6 days a week, in and out between open and close. We have managers at each location as well. The majority of my time here.
Okay. Thank you.
And do you understand that from time to time, the Smyrna Police Department conducts undercover you sell alcohol to underage persons?
Yes.
Okay. And if they do sell alcohol, that they will be taken to jail immediately?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Also, the Smyrna Police Department did do a background investigation, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you step to the podium at this time. And seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve privilege license request LIC 2018-02 beer, wine, liquor pouring 2420 Atlanta Road, Suite 100, 200, Opa Greek Tavern, with Harry Nicolau as agent.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2018-02. All in favor, please vote. I think we got 01 on the screen, so we need 02. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item is a public hearing, privilege license request 2018-03, beer wine package, 2387 South Cobb Drive, New Hope America, LLC, DBA, Discount Smoke and Food Mart. Al-Nashir. Okay, as the agent. Can you step to the podium, please? And for the record, please state your name.
Al-Nashir Punjani.
Punjani. Okay, all right. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes.
And do you agree to abide by the ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you have completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes.
All right. And we should have your certificate in our packet here. And can you tell the board what steps you have in place to make sure that none of your employees sell alcohol to underage persons at your store?
Yeah, we are going to conduct some training, and we will be monitoring every week. They have to sign the paper selling the alcohol, and besides that, our register will not accept underage sales of alcohol.
Any questions for the applicant?
And your position with the store is what?
Store manager.
As the manager, in what hours and times do you attend that facility?
I'll be working mostly weekends because that is the time when the alcohol is sold most, and it's 40 hours a week, Friday to Sunday.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? And do you understand that from time to time, the Smyrna Police Department conducts undercover inquiries to make sure that your employees do not sell alcohol to underage persons?
Yes, I do.
And then if they do sell, that they will be taken to jail immediately?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. The Smyrna Police Department did do a background investigation, and there was no information included that would particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve privilege license request LIC 2018-03 beer wine package 2387 South Cobb Drive, New Hope America LLC DBA, Discount Smoke and Food Mart with Al-Nashir Punjani as agent.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2018-03. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
8-04 beer wine package 1828 Spring Road, Melba Business DBA, Smyrna Food Mart with Miran Wamir as the agent. Good morning. And for the record, can you please state your name? A copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you agree to abide by the ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you have completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you explain to the board what steps you have alcohol to underage persons at your store?
We have a rule, and everybody has to sign. We just follow the rule, and then we have our signs, big signs on the register. So everyone must bring their ID. That's our rule, and I work over there. I'm the manager. So we just ask everyone an ID.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
So just for the sake of clarity, it's your policy as the manager, you said you're the manager of the store, right? So it's your policy that everyone gets ID'd who purchases alcohol, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you have to enter a date of birth into your point of sale system?
No, sir.
Okay,
We just have the sign on the register.
right.
Do you currently hold a license anywhere else?
No.
Is this your first? What's your position with this particular store?
I'm store manager, and I work over there 3 days a week, which is open to close, 8 to 10:30.
Thank you.
Do you understand that from time to time, the Smyrna Police Department does undercover inquiries to make sure that your employees do not sell alcohol to minors? And then if they do sell, that they will be taken to jail immediately? Okay. The Smyrna Police Department did do a background investigation, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve privilege license request LIC 2018-04 beer wine package, 1828 Spring Road, Smyrna Food Mart with Miran Ymir as agent.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2018-04. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item is a public hearing, variance request V17057, allow increase in accessory structure size from 25 feet of primary structure to 27.5, from 25% of primary structure to 27.5%, 0.24 acres, land lot 375-660 Burbank Circle. Keith Nelson is the applicant. Mr. Nelson, can you step to the podium, please? For the record, can you state your name?
Keith Nelson.
All right. Speaking to the mic, please. And can you tell us about your variance request?
It's just a simple storage building. We've got an existing slab. We was going to just put a couple years ago. We put in for we were just going to put a pergola in. With the size of the houses, just the space is just not allowing us to kind of storage we need. That's the reason the size is the way it is. We actually built it for our other needs, but decided not to do that. So it's just an existing slab there now, and that's what the size of the slab is.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
First thing, Keith, how's your dad doing?
You're doing good.
All right.
Yeah, he's hanging in there.
Looking at the aerial photography, are there other buildings in the backyard?
No, there was another structure we tore down. It's been gone for about a year and a half now.
Now,
There's a temporary tent structure holding the supplies that we tore the building down that we put in there. That would come down immediately, once the building was built.
okay.
That might be what you're seeing if you're seeing something local, that's been in the last.
Something closer to the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those prefab, just tent structures,
So
garage,
that-
like a tarp type.
So that
structure.
comes down once
Yeah,
you-
that would come down immediately. That needs to come down. But that's what's holding the stuff that goes into the building if we can get it done.
Thanks.
So, Mr. Nelson, this is a request to build a new, what would be a second, or an accessory structure, right? So,
No, it would be the only one. It's
right,
just-
so you already have the concrete slab, and the size of the building you're going to build is what, so based off of the square footage of your house, you can have 25%, but because of the size you're going to need to build, it's 27.52.5% greater
Correct.
in
That's
volume,
just
right?
because
So,
of the slab
okay.
existing. That's what we plan to build on, to keep having more than one structure in the backyard.
Got you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, you can have a seat on the front row, and Joey Stobbs from Community Development will make comments.
Morning, Joey Stobbs, Planner 2 with Community Development. Applicants requesting a variance 25% to 27.5% the primary. Described the nature of the hardship is the the existing house size is roughly 1,400 square feet. And because of that, he's running out of storage room, so they need additional storage. Based on the house size, square footage, they would be allowed a 362 square foot accessory structure. He's asking to go to 400 square feet. So it's a 2.5% increase, marginal in our opinion. That won't have any negative impacts on the adjacent properties. That's the size of the slab that's already there, and have not heard any complaints or comments from adjacent properties. So we recommended approval with one condition, that the shed be built as it's shown on the site plan submitted with the variance application.
Okay. Any questions for the staff? And Mr. Nelson, do you accept the one condition as stated?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V17-057 to allow increase in accessory structure size from 25% of primary structure to 27.5. 0.24 acre land lot 375 located 660 Burbank Circle for Mr. Keith Nelson, with the one condition as read into the record by staff.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V17057. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next item is a public hearing, variance request V17001, allow increase in fence height from 4 feet to 6 feet in a front yard on corner lot, land lot 593, 0.33 acres, 1606 Walker Street, Forrest and Christine Ainsworth. Good morning.
Morning.
And for the record, please state your name.
Forrest Ainsworth.
Okay. And can you tell us about your variance request?
So on the Matthews Street side of our lot, since we are on a corner lot, there's a couple of concerns, safety concerns for our 3-year-old daughter, and other concerns with safety, with glass bottles being thrown out of vehicles, things like that, that we wanted a taller structure to prevent that from happening and entering our backyard so she has a safe place to play. Also, the noise road that happens on that street, it helps to block a little bit of that and also provides a little additional privacy being on that corner lot with other bigger homes going up all around us.
Any questions for the applicant? All right. If you can have a seat on the front row, Joey Stobbs from Community Development will provide comments.
Variance requests V18-001 at 1606 Walker Street to allow an increase in fence height in a front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet. Subject property has basically a 4-foot fence around most of the front yard along Walker and some of it along Matthews. There's about a 30-foot section on the Matthews Street side from the edge of the carport to the rear property line that they're asking to fence in with a 6-foot high fence, just so they can fence in the back part of the yard. It's set back from the road about 11 and a half feet, so it's not right up on the property line, and it's definitely far enough from the intersection so that it won't have any sight distance visibility issues for the intersection. So we've reviewed the request, have not heard any complaints from neighbors, don't think there would be any negative impacts. So we've recommended approval of the requested variance with no conditions.
Any questions for the staff?
So Joey, the 6-foot section is on the Walker Street side, not the Matthews Street side.
Matthews Street.
Yeah, it's on the Matthews Street. Their driveway is on Matthews.
Okay.
It's from the edge of the driveway back about 30 feet.
I guess it's here.
Privacy fence on the Walker Street
Speaking
side.
to the mic.
There is a privacy fence on the Walker Street side, but it is at the front plane of the house, and it's only about 15 feet to the property line. The side that we're referring to is on the Matthew Street side. That is kind of an extension of that backyard into the side, since we're on a corner.
Okay, thanks.
This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V 18-001, allow the increase in fence height from 4 feet to 6 feet in the front yard on a corner lot, land lot 593.33 acres, 1606 Walker Street. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18001. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18002, allow increase in fence height from 4 feet to 6 feet in front yard on corner lot, land lot 670, 0.26 acres, 3438 Creekwood Trail, Lloyd and Allison Fisher.
Good morning.
Can you state your name, please?
Allison Fisher.
Okay, and can you tell us about your variance request?
Yes, so we had a 4-foot fence before. We adopted a dog about a year ago from the Humane Society who has proven able to jump over 4 feet tall. She's a Great Pyrenees Husky mix. So we wanted to get something taller for her. It's also a high traffic area. There's a school bus stop on our corner. It's also a shortcut road for many people living in Smyrna. So for privacy and security reasons, we wanted to increase the height of our fence.
Any questions for the applicant? All right. Well, at this time, we'll have comments by Joey Stobbs from Community Development.
Variance request V18-002 at 3438 Creekwood Trail to allow an increase in fence height from 4 feet to 6 feet. It's on a corner lot at the intersection of Creekwood Trail and Navajo Trail. As the applicant said, there was a existing 4-foot chain link fence on that side of the house that there's now a 6-foot wooden privacy fence there. It's sufficiently back off the road and behind some trees at the bottom of a slope, so it's not imposing by any means on that Navajo Trail side. Very similar to the one we just heard, and we've posted on the property. We've heard no complaints from adjacent properties. Should not be any negative impacts to the surrounding properties or any issues with site visibility at the intersection, since it's set back pretty far from the intersection, and we recommended approval with no condition.
Any questions for our staff? This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V18-002 to allow increase in fence height from 4 feet to 6 feet in front yard on corner lot, land lot 670.26 acres located at 3438 Creekwood Trail, Lloyd and Allison Fisher as the applicant.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V17002. All in favor, please vote. All right. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V17003, allow front yard setback reduction from 35 feet to 27 feet for a front porch addition, land lot 554, 0.51 acres, 3690 Ashwood Drive, Donald and Amy Rutzen. Okay, please step to the podium. And for the record, can you state your name?
Yeah, Donald Rutson.
Rutzen, okay. And Mr. Rutzen, can you tell us about your first variance request?
Yes, we want to do a whole house remodel. Want to keep the existing footprint as it is and want to extend on really four sides of the house, additional square footage. The front portion into the 35-foot setback just for a porch. The front of the house remains where it is today.
Any questions at this time for the applicant? All right, if you can have a seat on the front row, please. We'll have Joey Stobbs from Community Development.
Variance request V18-003 at 3690 Ashwood Drive for the reduction of front setback from 35 feet to 27 feet. Existing structure is about 1,500 square feet, house built in 1960. The applicant is doing a big makeover on the house. So part of that involves a front porch that will extend into the front setback about 8 feet. But it's just the front porch section that's 8 by 16. So it'd be about 8 feet, 16 by length, 8 feet by 8 feet wide, 16 feet by length, in that front setback. That's all that applies to this part of the request. I'll mention some of the other issues that are listed in the conditions that I'm going to read for both variances. There's subject parcel is basically two parcels currently. We're asking the applicant to do a combination plat before we issue a permit that will combine both parcels into one, as it's shown on the survey that's submitted. Second, we've requested that the applicant show the sewer line on the plat and have a 20-foot easement around that sewer line so that we make sure there's no encroachment into that easement from the construction they're doing. And that'll be on the plat that's submitted. And then third, to show compensatory mitigation area that applies to the second variance into the impervious buffer setback. So we recommended approval with these three conditions. One, approval is conditioned upon substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with variance application. Two, prior to issuance of building permit, the applicant shall record a plat that combines the two parcels shown on the site plan as one parcel. And three, the plat shall also designate an area for compensatory mitigation equal to the area of the impervious setback encroachment, as well as the location of the sewer line with the 20-foot easement around the sewer line.
Any questions for our staff? And for the applicant, do you accept the three conditions as stated?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V18-003, allow front setback reduction from 35 feet to 27 feet for the front porch addition located at land lot 554.51 acres, 3690 Ashwood Drive.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V17003. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V17004, allow impervious setback reduction from 75 feet to 70 feet for a single-family home addition, land lot 554, 0.51 acres, 3690 Ashwood Drive, Donald and Amy Rutson. And any additional comments for this one?
I don't have any additional comments. This
Okay.
is just part of the expanding the footprint of the house
Okay.
into the impervious setback area.
All right. Any questions for the applicant in regards to this one? Okay. Joey?
Variance request V18-004 at 3690 Ashwood Drive to allow encroachment into the 75-foot impervious setback. As part of the remodel project at this home, they are adding on to the right side and left side. The right side is a two-car garage. The left side is like bedroom and bathroom area. To keep it symmetrical, they need a setback reduction on the impervious setback from 75 feet to 70 feet. They could stay out of it if they did like a triangle on the side, but that would be odd. So we've just asked that they provide a compensatory mitigation area on, as I mentioned on the other variance, that will compensate for the area that they encroach into that impervious buffer with those same 3 conditions as read.
Any questions for the staff? And for the applicant, for this particular agenda item, do you accept the 3 conditions as stated?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V18-004 to allow impervious setback reduction from 75 feet to 70 feet for a single-family home addition, land lot 554.51 acre located at 3690 Ashwood Drive for Donald and Amy Rutson with the 3 conditions as read into the record by staff.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18004. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next item is approval of the meeting minutes for the December 27th, 2017 License and Variance Board.
Motion to approve the December 27th, 2017 License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the License and Variance Board meeting minutes for December 27th, 2017. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously, and I'd like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:38 a.m. Thank you.
I just wanted to.
Deadline is like 15 days.